Hey everyone, how's it going, and welcome back to Robot Boy. And in this video we're going to be taking another look at Just Cause 4, this time discussing the driving mechanics. I know, a very thrilling topic, but honestly though, this is actually a pretty hot topic for Just Cause, as the driving has never really been too great, and I genuinely think Just Cause 3 has terrible driving mechanics. I'm not going to hold back there, I do believe that. Not even average, genuinely bad, adverse driving mechanics. I rewatched the gameplay reveal trailer for Just Cause 3 recently, and they spoke highly of how the driving was overhauled for that game to make it much sharper, more responsive and precise, all that. I don't know what happened to that system that was supposed to be changed. When the game came out, I didn't notice any of that. So with Just Cause 4, will the driving actually be better? Well, in the 20-minute gameplay demo from Gamescom 2018, there was talk of driving. There was no explicit detail on whether the driving had been overhauled or generally improved, only that the driving mechanics would differ depending on what terrain you were driving on. Which is to be expected in games, I guess, you know, that kind of makes sense. They've got to say these things, you know, that was kind of a basic point, kind of what most people expect. If you drive on sand, it drives differently to driving on grass. Yeah, we get that. What I was really looking out for, however, was any explicit mention of overhauls to the core of the driving. From what we saw in the gameplay demo there, the driving looked okay. Better than Just Cause 3, which is good, I guess. However, I'm still worried about the driving seen here in the Biomes video released a few weeks ago. So just take a look at this clip and tell me that this isn't a bit worrying. So the main issue still prevailing here from Just Cause 3 is the horrific camera angle that is subjected whenever a vehicle comes off the ground, which in a game about insane stunts involving driving off and up obstacles and terrain, this is something that will happen a lot. Just look at how the camera doesn't know what to do. It angles so far upwards, even cutting Rico and the vehicle out of shot at some points. And this is a very basic and simple jump over a flat sand dune. No other obstacles for the camera to collide with or anything, and it's having a nightmare. Similarly, when Rico then drives off this cliff here, the camera pulls out slightly, which is fine, but you can see it starts getting a tiny bit twitchy as they try to move the camera around to look a bit further down the cliff. And you can be sure that when the ATV actually hit the ground, which they conveniently cut out in this video, the camera went a little bit crazy. I do really like what they seem to have done here when driving in a straight line or on flat surfaces. With the camera, it sort of angles itself slightly lower to the ground and almost tilts slightly to create this awesome action cinematic shot. I just hope the parenting to the vehicles doesn't get screwed up. And I think that the main issue is not actually the driving physics themselves, but is actually indeed the camera. One issue is just how tightly parented the camera is to vehicles. Every single bump and twist to the vehicle has a major effect on the camera as well. A prime example of a game that does this well is GTA 5, where it uses the camera very loosely when following vehicles, allowing the cars to spin, twirl, flip, collide with everything, while still remaining at a safe and level distance, so that you can actually see what is happening. I think that Just Cause's camera is trying to replicate a super cinematic, moving look with every movement of the vehicle that, in practicality, doesn't actually work too well. Instead of pulling out slightly and widening the focal length when getting in a vehicle like in GTA, the Just Cause camera actually moves closer and zooms in to the vehicle, which further accentuates every single tiny movement. The most prominent demonstration of this in Just Cause 3 was with those huge cargo planes. The camera was so tightly zoomed in that you had such a poor perspective on distance, spatial awareness, and viewing angle. It also meant that turning the camera was much more nauseating than it needed to be. To conclude, the Just Cause 4 vehicles' cameras are still bad compared to Just Cause 3. Not much has been improved in terms of core physics, and I can take average car mechanics. I'm not expecting Just Cause to upgrade to Forza levels of accuracy and response, but the bad use of camera will make even the best car physics look terrible. If Avalanche can find a way to loosen the parenting between the camera and the car, make it less sticky, and give us a slightly wider viewing angle, that would go a long way in improving the vehicles in the Just Cause franchise. So Avalanche, I do hope that this can be achieved ever so slightly before launch. So that's it everyone, please do leave your thoughts and ideas in the comments below. Did you have similar reservations about the driving in Just Cause 3? Do you think it looks improved in Just Cause 4? And what else do you think could still be improved from the previous title? heading into Just Cause 4. As always, please give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and do subscribe to join me on this journey if you haven't done so already. Finally, if you're feeling super generous, please do head over to my Patreon to help support this channel, and the link to that is in the description below. And with that, I'll see you all in the next video.